It's episode 6 of Travel Talk. Back after a little break. Had a little bit of stuff to do. Been quite busy, so yeah, we're back with the episodes. Last episode we were in Wilmington. Just got in the car. I explored around Wilmington a little bit, but we're ready to have a proper look around. So yeah, let's get back into it. So yeah, the day after we first got the car, we wanted to, again, test the car out a little bit before we went on any long journeys. Obviously, the day before we'd been into Wilmington and to the beach, but we still hadn't covered that much distance as such. So yeah, we decided that we were gonna, in How I Met Your Mother terms, let's go to the mall today. Yeah, see, singing voice too. So yeah, we went to a local mall, and obviously you hear a lot about malls on American programs, and you see them, but they don't look as big as you expect them to be. But when you actually get to them, wow, it's an experience. You see a lot of malls, as I say, on television, but once you're actually inside one and you see the number of shops, and it is huge. I mean, I think there's obviously malls that are bigger than the one we went to, but this being the first mall that we'd actually gone to in America was, yeah, it was huge. I mean, a lot of it, you get a lot of the same shops. Obviously, you get the big chains of shops, but then there's also a lot of small shops that make up the room, I suppose, go in between the big shops. You get a lot of like JCPenney's, Walmart's, and yeah, there's just a lot of shops that, you see the same sort of thing in a lot of places, but it's all the little shops that are quite interesting because they've got a kind of an authenticity to them and a uniqueness that you won't probably find them elsewhere, so it's always good to go in the smaller shops and have a look around. So yeah, we had a little walk around the mall. I mean, obviously, because we were travelling around, we couldn't really buy much because whatever you buy, you're carrying with you, and at this point we both had backpacks, and you can pretty much fit about a week's worth of clothes in before you have to get rid of something to replace something, so we couldn't buy much, but that's alright. It's nice to look around. Look but don't touch. It's always the best way. So yeah, we spent quite a bit of day in the mall, had lunch at a Ruby Tuesdays, which was nice. Hadn't been to one of those before. Had some steak, which was a $12 steak, and yeah, can't really complain. It was good. It was for $12, you can't really complain at steak. Medium rare, cooked pretty well. Yummy stuff. So yeah, that was, in all honesty, that was probably pretty much the third day that we had the... Third day? Second day. That was the second day we had the car. Getting very ahead of myself here. That was the second day we had the car. And so yeah, we just headed to the mall. Again, drove around a little bit. Got a hang of the car. Just because obviously we wanted to do further journeys, but we wanted to get used to driving on a different side of the road and the car itself. And, in the nicest way, people in America drive very strangely. It's not even that they drive on the opposite side of the road to England, it's just some people drive like lunatics. And we were sideswiped nearly many times by very large trucks, so we wanted to get used to that before we went anywhere. But yeah, the next day we planned to go to Myrtle Beach, which is also in South Carolina. It's about I think it's about a 100-mile journey from Wilmington. So yeah, that was our goal for the next day. So we woke up pretty early on the third day of having the car. Packed our stuff up from the motel in Wilmington, checked out the hotel there, and started our drive down to Myrtle Beach. Now, it took us about, I'd like to say about 2.5 hours, 3 hours, because we stopped along the way for food. We stopped at Bojangles, which was a restaurant that did chicken and biscuits. And this was the first experience of chicken and biscuits for either of us in America, so it was different. You have a lot of burgers, and you obviously associate a lot of burgers and fries and milkshakes and stuff with America. But in the South and in the southern states, it's very common to get like biscuits and gravy and mashed potatoes and those kind of things. So it was only nice and right that we tried something like that. So yeah, we tried chicken and biscuits, and I must say it turned me into a fan very quickly. Chicken and biscuits for $10 is a bargain, and you get a lot. What I will say about America is you get a lot of food for your money, so you're never shortchanged for food. So that's really good. I mean, some places in England that you go to for food, you could pay £10 and get a plate the size of your fingertip. So, you know, it's good that America give you so much food for your money. Makes a nice change. So yeah, we had our biscuits and chicken, which again, amazing. And jumped back in the Blue Beast car, headed down to Myrtle Beach. It's Myrtle Beach. How can I describe Myrtle Beach? It's a little American beach town. It's very quaint. A lot of the shops have still got the old style look to them. A lot of restaurants. It's very popular amongst young people, I think. There's a lot to do there. It was a nice place to stop off in. We planned to spend a couple of days there, you know, just sit at the beach and do very little. Because obviously in the last episode we went to the beach, but it was cold, grey and miserable. So we kind of wanted to go to a beach where the sun was out, because, you know, you kind of expect the sun to be out in America a little bit of time. And yeah, we just wanted to, you know, experience the sunshine. So yeah, the hotel we stayed in was amazing. We barely paid any money for this hotel in Myrtle Beach, so we weren't expecting much. But when we got there, it was basically like having a studio apartment. And yeah, we were really shocked in a good way. So yeah, it was great to be in Myrtle Beach. The sun was shining, the room was great. We were a 10-minute walk from the centre, with all the restaurants. So yeah, it was great to be at Myrtle Beach. That was good, yeah. So yeah, we were there probably for half a day. We didn't do much the first day that we got there. I mean, we just had a little wander around, got our bearings, and had some dinner. And then, yeah, basically headed back and went to bed. Just because, obviously, it wasn't a full day there, so we didn't want to waste too much time. We were up early the next morning anyway, because, again, the sun was out. The sun came out about 8 o'clock. I think we were up by 9, had breakfast, and then, yeah, just headed out. We sat on the beach most of the day, made the most of the sunshine. The sun was out until about 4 or 5 o'clock. So, yeah, we made the most of that. It was nice to be in America, sat on a golden beach with the sun out, because then you actually truly felt like you were there. Before, we kind of, everywhere we'd been was kind of a bit grey and a bit miserable. It snowed or it rained. So to be somewhere where the sun was out and it was warm and it was just nice, you know, it made you feel like you were actually in America finally. So yeah, that was most of our day, to be honest. I'm not going to lie, we sat on the beach. I read a lot of books while I was away on my Kindle. My Kindle that was stolen in Dallas, but again, another story for another fun episode. That's a fun one. But you're excited for that. So yeah, we came off the beach probably about 4 o'clock, went upstairs, got changed, went out to a restaurant called Mo Moon's, which was about 15 minutes away. Yeah, it was on the beachfront. It's a really nice view. They do kind of burgers, fries, hot dogs, milkshake, all the typical kind of food you link with America, you know. So yeah, we had dinner there. I think we both had a hot dog, and yeah, that was probably the nicest meal we had in Myrtle Beach. In all honesty, I mean, it was cheap, it was good food, they were friendly staff, and you can't ask for much more than that. I mean, that's what you want, you know, a good experience. Came out of there, walked across the road to a place called I Love Sugar. Now, as fun as that sounds, it was basically like a cross between Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and a supermarket. It was huge, and everything in there was made of candy. Or sweets, you know. Candy being the American terminology, sweets being the old British terminology. So yeah, we were in there for about 25 minutes looking around. You could buy a lampshade made of gummy bears for like $50, or a life-size gummy bear for $100. You know, things that, again, if we were on holiday, we might have bought one, but yeah, because we were travelling around, it's very difficult to have a backpack and fit a life-size gummy bear in. I mean, that and customs might get a little bit suspicious, but you know, worth a go, I suppose. So yeah, we did that. Spent about half an hour walking around in there. On the way back, I think they were having some kind of auto show, or something at the time, because there was probably, I'd say, about 200 to 250 lowrider cars, modified cars, all driving down the main street in Myrtle Beach. And that was pretty cool. All of them had suspension and neon lights, and yeah, it was cool, you know, you got to see it all. It was pretty, it's not one of those things you'd probably see in England anywhere, so yeah, no, it was really good. And yeah, that pretty much ended that day as well. headed back to the hotel. We were leaving Myrtle Beach the next day, so we didn't want to be too late. Obviously, we had to drive back onto the road, and then we'd be heading down to Charleston, which is further down in South Carolina. And yeah, we'd be hitting that up, doing quite a bit there, spending a few days there in a motel. But I'll probably leave that for the next video, because this video's gone on for about 10 minutes now, and I don't want to bore you with my, well, long stories. It's better to break them up a little bit, makes it a little bit more interesting. I'll pop some more photos on the end of this video of Myrtle Beach and the drive to Myrtle Beach. And yeah, that's where this video is going to leave off. And I'll catch you next time. Have fun, be safe, and keep coming back to my videos, because if you don't, no one will watch them.